Mission Prep. April 7th, 2845. Approaching asteroid station in the Kuiper Belt. MTF frigate viewing the future. Armoring Chamber 3. The air in the armoring chamber hummed with a low, resonant thrum, the sound of machinery poised on the edge of activation. Dim red lights bathed the circular room, casting long shadows across the clean metal floor. At the center stood Corporal Jacob Barrow, stripped to a skin-tight neural interface bodysuit, his chest rising and falling with deliberate, controlled breaths. His eyes, augmented to a piercing amber hue, flickered toward the ceiling as the first mechanical arms descended. Vitals stable, a synthetic voice intoned from the chamber's walls. It was Alara, his customizable AI assistant, her tone clipped and precise. Nanite synchronization at 100% adrenaline, levels nominal. Ready for integration. Jacob didn't respond. He didn't need to. The process was as much a part of him now as the reinforced alloy woven into his bones. He flexed his fingers, feeling the subtle pull of synthetic musculature beneath his skin, and stepped onto the circular platform. Magnetic clamps locked his boots in place with a sharp clank, rooting him to the ground as the armoring array came alive. Above him, a lattice of articulated robotic limbs unfolded from the ceiling like the legs of some vast, mechanical spider. Each arm gleamed under the red light, their surfaces a mix of matte black composites and polished Martian steel. They moved with surgical precision, guided by Alara's neural uplink, their tips bristling with tools, servo drivers, plasma welders, and micro-injectors. Jacob's HUD flickered to life in his peripheral vision, a translucent overlay displaying diagnostics, heart rate, oxygen saturation, nanite activity. All green. Lower chassis deployment, Alara announced. Two massive arms swung down, cradling the lower half of his power armor, a sleek, angular exoskeleton forged from the same alloy as Martian warship armor. The greaves split open like a clamshell, revealing a padded interior lined with neural connectors. Jacob braced himself as the machinery clamped the pieces around his legs. A hiss of pneumatics followed, and he felt the cold bite of contact pins sinking into his bodysuit, linking directly to the ports along his calves and thighs. His HUD pulsed with a new data stream. Mobility systems online. Zero-G thrusters primed. Feels heavier today, Jacob muttered, shifting his weight. The reinforced skeletal structure in his legs absorbed the load effortlessly, but the sensation lingered, a phantom ache from his pre-augmented days. Mass is consistent, Alara replied dryly. Your perception is likely a byproduct of last week's high G drop. Recommend a neural recalibration after this op. Noted. He clenched his jaw as the next phase began. The torso assembly descended, a single, seamless piece of armor that looked more like a sculpture than a tool of war. Its surface shimmered faintly, the personal energy shielding already active at a low idle. Four articulated arms maneuvered it into place, aligning it with Jacob's chest. A sharp snap echoed as the backplate locked into his spinal ports, followed by a flood of sensory feedback, temperature regulation, shield status, life support diagnostics. The chest plate followed, sealing with a low hiss as pressurized locks engaged. His HUD updated. Core systems online. EMP hardening confirmed. Arms next, Alara said. Jacob extended his arms outward, palms up, as the machinery whirred. The gauntlets came first, intricate assemblies of overlapping plates, each finger articulated for precision grip. They clamped around his hands, servos whining as they tightened. Neural links sparked to life, and Jacob flexed his fingers, watching the HUD sync with his movements. Targeting reticles danced briefly across his vision, smart-linked to the rifle maglocked to his back. Then came the vambraces and pauldrons, each piece snapping into place with a satisfying thunk. His shoulders squared under the added weight, but his enhanced musculature didn't falter. Helmet deployment, Alara intoned, a hint of anticipation in her voice. The final piece descended, an angular helm with a polarized visor, its surface etched with faint hexagonal patterns from the shield emitters. Jacob tilted his head forward as the machinery lowered it, the collar seals aligning with his suit. A soft click sounded, and the world sharpened. The HUD expanded into a full 360-degree battlefield display, overlaying thermal signatures, motion trackers, and environmental data. His breath echoed faintly inside the sealed system, filtered by the optimized respiratory enhancements in his lungs. Full integration complete, Ilera said. All systems green. Heat signature rerouted to boots. Shielding at full capacity. You're a ghost, Corporal. Jacob stepped off the platform, the magnetic clamps releasing with a soft clunk. He rolled his shoulders, testing the suit's responsiveness. The zero-G thrusters gave a faint hum as he shifted, ready to kick in at a moment's notice. He reached over his shoulder, and the rifle snapped into his grip, its weight perfectly balanced by the suit's magnetics. Time to hunt, he said as he began walking to the airlock for deployment, his voice a low growl amplified by the helmet's comms. Target package uploaded, Ilera replied. Boarding action. Asteroid habitat docking bay.
Hostiles confirmed.
Good hunting, Commando. Upon reaching his destination, he locked the inner doors and vented the airlock's atmosphere. Then the outer doors slid open, revealing the empty void of space. Jacob stepped through the doorway, and his thrusters propelled him forward, a titan of flesh and steel, the pinnacle of the Red Planet's wrath. The security of Mars demanded nothing less.